So right now I need to psych myself up to put white high gloss Fablon on this kitchen door. And the reason for that is all of these doors are a wrap kitchen door. And this one in particular got damaged in transit 3 times. So I've had 3 replacements, and in the end, I didn't want to pay £70, so I've gone out and bought £8 worth of Fablon, high gloss, and hopefully it will match the rest, and no one will know. So keep watching, and I'll show you how I get on. Okay, so just a quick lowdown of what I've got. I've got some degreaser, I've got a cloth to go with it, a mini squeegee, a scalpel to get the mitered corners, and the Fablon. If only my Fablon arrived 2 weeks ago. So first things first, take the door off, including the door slider that I attached last week. Okay. Then I needed to unscrew the handle as well, because obviously that was getting in the way. Then I moved the door to a large flat surface and sprayed it with degreaser and gave it a really good clean. And now to try and unravel and uncurl the Fablon. This was tricky. Well, this does not look fun. I want it to stay in place. So after putting the door on top of it, I trimmed it down with scissors, leaving about a 5cm overlap. And now I've got the right length, I removed the door, and with the Fablon paper bit facing me, I peeled it away at the top, leaving about 6 inches of the sticky part exposed. And placed the kitchen door back on, making sure I lined it up as evenly as possible and pressed it down along the top. And that's my starting point. So then I'm pulling the Fablon upwards while I'm smoothing the top part with a squeegee. And I didn't find many bubbles at all doing this bit. But if there was anything slight, I'd just pull it back up and re-go over it. And by the time I'd got to the bottom, I completely pulled the backing off. So after I flipped it over where the front door would be facing down, I got a sharp scalpel and cut the corners at an angle. This way it would be much tidier to work with. I'd do that for all 4 corners and then start pulling the edges firmly and overlapping them. But I'd do this at the same time with a squeegee. In fact, in my opinion, this part was the hardest because there is a risk of stretching it too much where it goes all puckered, but at least it's going to be on the wrong side of the door. And once I'd done one section, I'd remove one of the excess corners with a scalpel again. And then repeat with all the other sides. But this is exactly what I meant about the puckering. Okay, so another tip is try not to stretch it too much as you're going around the edge, because it's gone all stretched and rippled and I can't get this to stick down. But luckily it is on the hinge side so it won't get seen. And back to the hinge holes, I just use a scalpel again and carefully remove the excess Fablon. And then it was time to fix it back into place, which is never the best part when you're on your own. I need the fan. It's very hot. I do like the look of it. It is a little bit brighter than the rest of them, but I wouldn't want to do a whole kitchen with it, unless it was just a handful of doors. And to finish off, I had to pinprick the screw holes for the handles. I'd push the screws through from this side so it wouldn't do any damage. And then screw the handles as normal. And if you've got any alternative methods, please comment below. And hopefully you like this video, and I'll see you in my next one.